NFL is going through turbulence right now, dealing with two said issues. One being the Bad Bunny halftime performance, another being no black coaches being hired in the cycle for the 2026 season. And the black coaches being hired to me is a big thing because it shows more diversity within the league. And not to say this thing is about race, but you got a lot of black players inside your league, man. I just got to be honest. And players also need somebody that they can relate to. Now, Roger Goodell had a press conference yesterday and he responded to everything. Now, Front Office Sports also put out an article highlighting Roger Goodell's response and also speaking about the current state of the NFL. Now, the NFL network was recently bought by ESPN. We spoke about that the other day. Now, I do want to shed light on that purchase. A lot of people, a lot of senators has come forward as well, speaking out about that, saying that the NFL is now doomed, being owned by ESPN. But whatever the case may be, Commissioner Roger Goodell is definitely trying to be transparent when speaking about these said issues. A lot of people asked Roger Goodell yesterday, was ICE going to be at the Super Bowl? And I'm not going to spill the beans on any of it. We're going to go through this segment step by step and kind of dive into how we got here, man, because this is a very, very big issue that is happening in the NFL during Super Bowl week. The Super Bowl is this upcoming weekend, and a lot of people is definitely hyped up about it, speaking about it. And yeah, man, it's been reported that no black coaches was hired this cycle, despite a record time 10 vacancies across the NFL. Roger Goodell, we still have work to do. Now, Roger Goodell is not a part of the hiring process. The hiring process is on NFL owners that own these teams, and it's almost like he's the fall guy. He worked hand in hand with the owners. The owners got like their own little committee, similar to many other sports, and they pretty much pass the buck on him. But he don't hire the coaches. Just to let everybody know before we get into this article, it says NFL progress after no black head coach is hired. Roger Goodell said the league needs to continue to make progress on the diversity front after there were no black head coaches hired. NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell said the league needs to continue to make progress on the diversity from after there were no black coaches hired after a record vacancy. The Raiders have not officially hired Seahawks offensive coordinator Clint yet, but once they do, after the Super Bowl, all 32 coaches will be set. The Titans were the only franchise to hire a minority this year, bringing on 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Shields, who is Lebanese descent and has previously head coaching experience with the Jets. And like I stated, Roger Goodell did speak about these issues, this specific issue, during a press conference he held at the Super Bowl presser, and he definitely spoke about a lot of issues. Let's see if we can get this pulled up right now and play this for you guys. Let me scroll down real quick and look and see if we can get Roger Goodell speaking about these set issues. Let me blow this up here and share this with you guys because it is very, very interesting. Let's blow this up and play it.
I think we need to continue to make progress, and I believe that. I believe diversity is good for us. I think we have become a more diverse league across every platform, including coaching. But we still have more work to do. There's got to be more steps. So we're reevaluating everything we're doing, including our accelerator program, including every aspect of our policies and our programs, to meet the challenges of today and tomorrow rather than yesterday. So we need to be looking at that and sort of say, okay, why did we have the results this year? What is it that we can be doing in training or education, and that goes for not just the candidates but also the clubs, and how we can try to continue to increase the opportunities and the outcomes ultimately. I think we need to continue to.
So that was Roger Goodell speaking about the current state of the NFL. The article goes on to say there are 4 black GMs in the NFL: the Browns, Andrew Berry; the Lions, Brad Holmes; the Bears, Ryan Poles; and the Falcons, Ian Cunningham. But I thought I don't know if the Falcons got a black GM. They could, but I don't think. It said Goodell said the running rule has been seen as a positive by our clubs by giving them an opportunity to look at a diverse set of candidates. They make the choice ultimately, but I think it's shown them the value of that. To look at talent where you might not see it. We're in a competitive league. Teams are trying to get the coach that they think could win. That's with any sport, man. They always going to try to get the best person that fit their ball club, and definitely somebody that they think could get them over the hump. And we also have to talk about the feedback that is coming from Roger Goodell in regards to this whole situation dealing with the halftime show. But before we get into the halftime stuff, Emmanuel Acho on his podcast spoke about this Roger Goodell and diversity thing. Let's play it.
The DEI backlash is a macrocosm of the micro issue, right? People say the microcosm, it's a macrocosm. The DEI backlash, I think, has everything to do with the lack of black coaches, because if you really think about it, I think right now, owners, general managers are just hiring the best person for the job. But here's the problem. If you're only hiring the best person for the job, and the jobs have historically been filled by non-black people, and you continue to hire the best person for the job, and they continue to be filled by non-black people, then you're only going to perpetuate the fact that there are not black head coaches. You're only going to perpetuate. So when people are like, hire the best person for the job, I understand that. But that's just perpetuating 1950 and 60 and 70 and 80 and 90 cyclical issues. So you can't, if you really want to change the lack of diversity in the NFL with the coaches, you can't just hire the best person for the job that you see. You feel me? Yeah. You actually have to interview candidates and look at candidates you might not necessarily see. So I don't even know if the NFL, in my mind, is doing enough to increase diversity, because at the end of the day, what you want owners to do, and you can only force owners' hand so much. T, you remember when you get like compensatory picks for having like a black coach on staff, and then more
you get an extra third rounder, I believe.
An extra third rounder.
Yeah.
Right? So like the NFL has already tried to incentivize teams by saying, hey, yo, if y'all have a black coach, we'll give you an extra draft pick.
That's real.
It's real, but eventually I just think that rubber meets the road, if you will. So I don't know if the NFL is doing enough.
So that was Emmanuel Acho and his others on Speakeasy speaking about them. And like, I never knew that they got a third round draft pick if they hire a black coach. I don't know if that rule is still being implemented. But moving on to another touchy subject is this whole situation dealing with not only just the NFL in regards to ICE, but in regards to the halftime performance featuring pop music icon Bad Bunny. Now, Roger Goodell was asked these questions during his press conference yesterday about Bad Bunny and about ICE, and this is what he had to say. Let's play it.
Sorry. Hi. Two-part question, although they are related. Will there be any ICE enforcement operations, to your knowledge, around the Super Bowl, whether that's this week and at the game on Sunday? And then the second part, Bad Bunny made a pretty clear anti-ICE statement at the Grammys last night. What are you expecting in terms of political statement, whether that's from Bad Bunny or Green Day or any of the other performers?
On your first question, security is obviously one of the things we focus on the most. It's a Tier 1 level event that involves unique assets at the federal level, state level, and the local level, all working together. I see no change in that in the preparations for the Super Bowl. We've not seen that. We're working with all three of those levels and doing everything we can to make sure it's a safe environment. And the federal government is a big part of that, including this administration and every other administration before that. I think Tier 1 is probably been the category we've had since at least the turn of the century, if not before that. So I just anticipate we'll continue to do the work to make it the safest event. On your second question, I think everybody listen, Bad Bunny is and I think that was demonstrated last night, one of the great artists in the world. And that's one of the reasons we chose him. But the other reason is he understood the platform he was on, and that this platform is used to unite people and to be able to bring people together with their creativity, with their talents, and to be able to use this moment to do that. And I think artists in the past have done that. I think Bad Bunny understands that, and I think he'll have a great performance.
So that was Roger Goodell speaking about this Bad Bunny situation. At the end of the day, man, living in a strange time, man. A lot of people have been speaking out about the protests of ICE. And yeah, man, I don't know. But I want to know y'all thoughts down in the comment section about this video. Make sure you guys keep them bells on. I will be back with more content. Until next time, man, shake the haters off. I'm out of here. Peace out.